Hello and welcome to another episode of FinTech Focus TV with me, Toby. We are here today in London at the Summit for Wealth Management, and Antonio Curia is with me. Antonio,
hello.
Lovely to see you.
You too, nice to meet you.
Listen, thanks so much for coming on. You are one of the stars of the show today here. You're on 3 different panels or 3 different talks, etc. Before we get into that and what you're talking about today, tell us a little bit about yourself and the business.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm not a star, I'm just trying to exchange a little bit educational activity with this very interesting conference that I have the pleasure actually to chair one of the streaming. And all the time that they invite me, I really enjoy it. So about myself, I run a multifamily office here in London. We advise our clientele, that is mostly professional private clientele, in navigate the markets. We advise our clientele in educational side. It's very important. Try to understand for them to understand how they navigate the markets, and we have some kind of expertise in our activity that is very much alternative investments. And very happy to be with you here.
Fantastic. And talk to me a little bit about today. As we say, you're chairing multiple streams, you're talking to various different things, panels, etc. What are some of the key themes that you're here to talk about today?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so the stream that I have the pleasure to moderate and chair today is on global macro strategy, performance and risks. Absolutely key for all professional investors because we are experiencing macro situation that is pretty tricky, interesting for us investors. Actually, we were talking in the first panel in the morning with other colleagues that now you understand why the clients pays us the fees, because we have to navigate this environment, macro environment, this tricky, volatile, with a lot of uncertainties, and actually we like it because keep us awake. And aware of what's happening in the market. So we're going to talk about a lot of macro. We're going to talk in another panels about private markets. That actually, as I mentioned at the very beginning, it's a little bit our house expertise, built up in 20 years of career of myself and my team. We're going to talk about how to navigate markets. We're going to talk about how to find the value in portfolios, how to mitigate the risks. So a lot of very interesting things. And as you can imagine, like the education, the professional education angle is very relevant for us.
Absolutely. And when you're talking there about the volatility in the marketplace and earning your corn at this sort of time, tell us a little bit about some of the key trends there and what allows you to do that. Because you say it's a difficult sort of space. You're there and having to, this industry, this whole day-to-day is all about making sure we're there and ahead of the game with it all, and protecting clients' wealth, which is effectively where it's at. So what are some of the core things that allow that to happen for you guys to be ahead of the game?
I have to tell you, it's a daily activity. It's analyze the data. I used to say sources of data, it's a key element. Exchange knowledge with other professionals, it's key to understand how to navigate this environment. It is very, very tricky, very, very uncertain. So researches, we are a small team, but 90% of our activities daily is based on macro researches to try to understand what's going on in the market and eventually try to mitigate the risks. Eventually. So one of the things that I love, and you're going to find it out actually in my LinkedIn background, it's a quote of somebody that it's not definitely me, and it's I'm still learning, from Michelangelo. So we're still learning. And one of the things that we love, that's the reason why we are very engaged in financial conferences, is exchange with professionals, top tiers, at top level. At MIELI Private Office, for example, we have also, I don't want to compete with you, but we have a webcast in-house that is running for and now
we're just trying to catch you up, that's all.
No, we exchange. We are in the same boat. It's 6 years with 8 top-tier advisors, each of them with a different kind of expertise. just focusing on something that is relevant for us and relevant for our clientele. So we call it as intelligence. It's a financial intelligence. And this is what is one of the tools that are relevant for us, and on the other side are very relevant for our clientele, because from what I've been learning in 2 decades of activity, you must be relevant
of course.
for the clients, not only to compete with other houses like us, wealth managers, multifamily offices, private banks, and so on, but to be well informed.
Yeah, and I think that's a really interesting sort of point around. There's a lot of talk at the moment about researchers and analysts and how replaceable they are with technology coming through. I think the other way of looking at that is how they are augmented to be able to do more and to look more and give more intelligence into the ecosystem. So as we look at various streams today, one of the interesting streams for me is obviously that there's more talk about technology here than we've probably ever seen before. You mentioned, and I don't think a show is ever right. Over the last 2 years, if it hasn't had AI rooted into it in some way, shape or form. Talk to me about how that sort of information focus coming into is allowing you guys to perform at a better level for your customers.
Well, it's absolutely relevant. I would lie if I don't think. I did agree with you in terms of how relevant the technology and the AI could be for us. I'm still an old school guy in terms of it's very important for us professionals also to research in the old school way by understanding what is relevant, what is not, what is worth, what is not, and not just giving this one for free to a machine.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think it's important. Again, I would lie if not, and also I'm on the board of AI company, but the angle is a little bit different. My activity is not very much on the technology side, but on the infrastructure, the digital infrastructure side. But I believe also that us as investors, as advisors, we need to innovate. We need to continue to keep track with technology, with innovation, to improve. But let's not forget also 100%. The fundamentals.
And I think that's such an important part of it, isn't it? You say old school, but I think there's a lot to be talked about for old school techniques. And when you're talking about something here, it has to be well researched. And my view on where I've seen it being worked really well is having that sort of fundamental way of we've always done it this way, but how can we improve that and speed that up? And it's about augmentation as opposed to replacement. And that when that works really well, that's where I think it becomes particularly exciting. So let's talk about the Summit for Wealth Management as a whole. You talked there about passionately about you loving these sort of things for the education you get, for the ability to learn. What are some of the takeaways that you found about so far? I mean, we're still relatively early in the show. We're about to break for lunch, as you can hear in the background. When you talk here about some of the things that you want to take away, that some of the things you're interested in, some of the things you've heard already, what are some of the takeaways you think you expect to hear today?
Well, since I will be moderating 3 of the panels, I guess to offer to the audience actually those key takeaways, and I also working out in terms I did my good homework to prepare the panels for that. But I can tell you that I'm pretty sure that there will be a high-level exchange of expertise. From top tier. There are very, very, very high-level professionals, especially in my panels, I have to tell you. So I'm pretty sure that there will be
it's a good lineup.
Delivery on trends, not only on the macro trends side, because we're going to talk a lot about macro, especially in my streaming, but also trends on the wealth management side, on the advisory side. So we've been already hearing in the first panel, this is what I can tell you right now. The next one, I hope that you come to join us to watch it out. They've been talking a lot of fees, reduction of fees, tailoring of advisory, usage of AI, also in one of the panel, of course. We've been talking as a sort of tool to improve the portfolio management.
Yeah.
And again, I won't tell more. You invite me in another panel, so we're going to talk to the next one. But I'm pretty sure we're going to have a lot of very relevant insights.
And when you talk about this concept of pressure on fees, and I think look, in any industry there's a pressure on fees at the moment. To me, that the way of maintaining that is to increase value, add more value around where you're going. Is that the way the industries are returning to that? What's
I agree 100%. If you are asking more, especially on the wallet of the client, the most important thing that you can do to balance this one is offering more.
Yeah.
For us, offering more, it means not only fees, it means quality in the service.
Yeah.
It means expertise.
Yeah.
It means focus.
Yeah.
It means bespoke activity, and it means education.
Yeah.
We invest a lot of our time on the educational aspect.
Yeah.
Because the clientele feel more knowledge.
Yeah.
And on the other side, they can have a better understanding on what we are suggesting.
Yeah.
Don't forget that our job is just to give a recommendation.
Of course.
So for me, it's not just giving, you have to do this one. No, I think that considering your situation, we can do this way.
Makes sense.
What do you think about it?
Yeah.
This is my thinking.
Antonio, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on.
Thank you
so much for sharing it. Good luck with this afternoon.
I appreciate it.
I'll try and get around and listen to as much as I can.
Now it's lunchtime.
Now it's lunchtime. Let's go for it. Thank you very much for listening. We'll see you on the next episode of FinTech Focus TV. Thanks a lot.